In 1945, the Pacific theater of World War II was reaching its devastating conclusion. By this time, Japan had suffered significant losses, both militarily and economically. The turning point came after the successful Allied campaigns in the Pacific, including the battles of Iwo Jima and Okinawa, which significantly weakened Japanese forces and showcased the overwhelming might of American military power. The battle for Iwo Jima, fought from February to March 1945, was marked by fierce combat. US forces aimed to capture the strategically important island to provide a base for the bombing raids on the Japanese home islands. The brutal fighting resulted in heavy casualties on both sides, with nearly 7,000 Americans killed and a staggering number of Japanese soldiers losing their lives. The famous image of US Marines raising the flag atop Mount Suribachi became a symbol of American resolve. However, the cost was enormous, foreshadowing the even greater battle to come. Following Iwo Jima, the Allies set their sights on Okinawa, the largest amphibious assault in the Pacific. From April to June 1945, the battle for Okinawa was characterized by intense fighting and kamikaze attacks. The island's capture was critical for the Allies, as it would allow them to launch an invasion of Japan itself. The battle saw around 12,500 American lives lost, while Japanese casualties numbered between 75,000 and 110,000, including civilians caught in the crossfire. The relentless nature of the fighting and the civilian toll painted a grim picture of the war's reality. As the Allies continued to gain ground, Japan's leadership remained steadfast, believing that they could negotiate a more favorable peace if they could prolong the conflict. However, the situation was dire. The Japanese economy was collapsing, and their military capabilities were dwindling. Cities were being bombed relentlessly, and food shortages became rampant, leading to a humanitarian crisis. In July 1945, the Potsdam Conference was held, where Allied leaders, including US President Harry S. Truman, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin, issued the Potsdam Declaration. It called for Japan's unconditional surrender, warning of utter destruction if they refused. Japan's response was dismissive, as they sought to maintain their honor and military standing. Meanwhile, the United States had developed a new weapon, the atomic bomb, which was tested successfully on July 16, 1945, in New Mexico during the Trinity test. This breakthrough changed the dynamics of the war. The decision was made to use atomic bombs against Japan to expedite the end of the war and avoid a costly invasion of the Japanese mainland. On August 6, 1945, the city of Hiroshima became the first target of an atomic bomb, code-named Little Boy. The bomb destroyed approximately 70% of the city and resulted in the deaths of an estimated 140,000 people by the end of the year, many from radiation sickness. Despite the devastation, Japanese leaders still hesitated to surrender. 3 days later, on August 9, 1945, the city of Nagasaki was bombed with a bomb called Fat Man. This attack caused immense destruction and loss of life, with approximately 70,000 fatalities. The overwhelming power of these bombs and the death toll they inflicted forced Japan to confront the futility of continued resistance. On August 15, 1945, Emperor Hirohito announced Japan's unconditional surrender in a radio broadcast to the nation, marking the end of World War II in the Pacific. This momentous decision was driven by the realization that further fighting would lead to complete annihilation. The surrender was officially signed on September 2, 1945, aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay, bringing an end to the conflict that had claimed millions of lives across the globe. The aftermath of Japan's surrender led to significant changes in the region. Japan underwent a transformation under Allied occupation, leading to the establishment of a democratic government and significant social reforms. The legacy of the Pacific War and the use of atomic weapons sparked debates about warfare ethics and the consequences of military power, themes that resonate to this day. In conclusion, The end of the Pacific War in 1945 was a pivotal moment in history, marked by both tragedy and transformation. It showcased the horrors of war and the lengths nations will go to secure victory, leaving an indelible mark on the collective memory of humanity.